January 29th, 2026. Council meeting to be held, and we have the pledge of allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please silence any comments. Here.
Councilman Webb.
Here.
Councilman Mikey.
Here.
Councilman Boland.
Here.
Councilman Reed.
He's got a migraine sick today,
Councilman Howe.
and he is on vacation.
And Mr. Mayor.
And we have a form. Have you, looked over the council meeting minutes from 12/18/2025? Any questions? Motion to accept. Second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Treasurer's report. Any questions, discussion, correction? Motion to accept. Do I hear a second? Second. All those in favor? Any opposed? Report submitted. Police Department, you have any questions on the Police Department? I'm going to go over the
I'd like to hear a little bit about this little flyer we just got about Pet Day.
So, back around Christmas, we,
hit the button so the rest,
that better?
yeah.
So back around Christmas, we went and passed out Christmas cards to the Bow Nursing Home. And I spoke with the director, Jason, there about if they would be interested in maybe having some animals go there, because it's very common for nursing homes to have pet therapy done there. And he said they would absolutely be interested. He has the dogs there pretty often. So I contacted the director at Half Heart, and she said they've done something very similar to there. They would be very interested in doing that, no charge or anything. You know, it would be free. They would do it. They would, they're going to look into getting 2 dogs for the time being, because they want to test it as it's a new facility that they would be going to. Right now, everything's in line. We're working out dates. She's getting the paperwork for vaccinations for the dogs that she wants to do. She's checking some legalities on her end. She's under the assumption that you have to have a certification for certain dogs that go in nursing homes, but she's not 100% sure. She's going to get back to me on that. And when she does, she's going to give me a few dates that are good for her there. And then I'm going to reach out with Jason, and we're going to set up a date. But other than that, once that's all set up, you know, the police department, we're going to go out there and we're going to spend probably an hour or 2 visiting with the residents again and the animals, and just getting some interaction with the citizens there.
Very good.
How long are the visits going to be? I mean, are they going to be like an all-day thing, or just kind of a...
I don't think it's going to be all day thing. Jason requested that it end before 2 on a weekday, so we're going to probably shoot for maybe like a mid-morning. That way they've got the time to get, you know, their breakfast, morning minutes, everything that they need done. I can imagine it's going to go 1 to 2 hours. I don't know if, you know, they'd be able to want to pay attention for too long after that, because there's only 6 residents there at the moment. You know, that may change, but there's not very many of them. And when we were there last, there was only 6 or 7 employees as well.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for police, fire? Look over that report, any questions on that? No question for fire chief? Good you have any?
You know, I had a question at the workshop and now I can't remember what it was. And I apologize for that. We can go past it, I can go ahead and figure it out. I'll remember and I'll come back onto it. It was just a procedural question.
Anything for, public works that, may have questions on water, sewer, and streets? And we discussed in the workshop, and I'll get with the department supervisors on all three of those, to give us a little bit more clarification on the report submitted, of what they actually do, during the month. If that's okay with you folks?
I think it's necessary.
Yeah.
Turn the microphone.
I said, I think it's necessary that we get more detail on those reports. Hearing that he helped out the water department and streets 4 times in a month without any knowledge of what he did or how he did it, it's kind of like, okay, and I'll be out your house next week.
We'll get that all clarified. Any other questions on those three? If not, I'll ask for a motion to accept the 3 departments.
Actually, I just found out, figured out, and this is just, Brett, this is a clarification, so I understand what I'm looking at. I understand assisted medical, what's unassisted medical?
Assisted medical analysis, we just break it down. It basically is backer transports and ambulance transports. So assisted medical means that we assisted the ambulance. It's more of takes the liability off of us. That's kind of how we break it down. We would transfer care. So assisted medical means we transfer that care to the hospital. Unassisted medical means that in most cases it's either one non-emergent, so with assist, or it's they signed A and A before the ambulance got there, and then we have a document that we have to have them sign. So just more of a legal clarification on breaking it down into those categories.
Yeah, I didn't understand. So basically, if they go to the hospital with the ambulance, then that's considered assisted. And then if they don't, if they just, like you said, a lift assist, or they stay at home, or refuse care, or whatever, then we just have them sign something.
We usually in those cases will cancel it, and then we have them sign a document.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was just unclear, because it looks like the assisted ones are way more than the unassisted ones. Is that average?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our unassisted, though, even before or after COVID, our assist, so we had that kind of make a new protocol with assist. We kind of limited how we do it without contacting the ambulance and making them go, or making them kind of make that judgment to the hospital. Non-emergencies we're not obligated for. It's a lift assist. So haven't had an ambulance if it gets to be something that we do fairly often with the same address. We're not home health, so there's some situations with that. So that's why I got limited back down. But yeah, it's not a big number.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on the 3 departments? Look for a motion to accept reports as written.
Motion to accept.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Planning and zoning, commission, Rick, do you have anything?
I don't, other than, we'd like to table any discussion on planning and zoning for tonight, due to the development of a new set of, planning codes that was found, and we need to research it, with the attorney.
Okay. What he's basically explaining is, I had found our application was passed in 2007, but our planning and zoning has been working with the 2001 book. They're real close, but the application overrides the old planning and zoning book. So till we get clarification on which way we need to go from our attorney, we're just tabling any kind of changes that we want to make sure that we're making those changes in the proper book. Either the 2007 ordinance or the 2001 ordinance.
Is this gonna affect the meeting that we were notified about today?
No,
Okay,
it won't change anything other than we want to make sure we're updating the correct set of colors.
Parks Committee, Lynn, do you have anything? I know, when you guys submitted there, you had concerns about mulching blades. We did buy mulching blades, and we did go to the Dan site and Dan user and started using them before the snowfall. So it's going to be an ongoing process before we open up again. So we will take care of the leads. Any questions from the council on their reports? Look for a motion to accept plan and zoning information and the Parks Committee report.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Next, what's that? Between those two. Next thing, council members' comments.
I guess it's my turn. Unlike Officer Aaron, you got to talk about fun stuff with dogs. I seem to be the guy that gets the bad stuff with dogs. For those of you that were at the workshop, a lady has asked to have her dog returned to both Shoals. Her name is Karen Reed. Is she here? Kathleen, she's not here. I don't see her. Her name is Kathleen Reed. There's been incidents in Yellville, Flippin, and here, and rather than just make a blanket statement about, she can't have a dog here, I figured I would do a little bit of research and talk to everybody. So I have talked to the chief of police here in Little Shoals. I've also talked to our animal control officer. I have talked to the police chief in Flippin and gotten the police report of the dog bite that happened in Flippin. I tried to get the police report from Yellville, but apparently the Yellville Police Department is no longer a thing, and the county has taken over their policing duties, and I was unable to get anything from them, so I'm not really counting that in this report. I talked to Ms. Reed for a pretty long time. And basically what I've given everybody on the council and the animal control officer and the chief of police is a report that just goes through and lists everything that happened with this dog. This is an unfortunate situation where one person's recollection of events is drastically different than everybody else's person's remembrances of an event that were written down, and she actually pled guilty to the dog bite incident in Flippin, and now says that it didn't happen. So I've had to kind of just condense it down. The judge here has said that the only way that this dog can return into town is if the city council votes to suspend the vicious dog rule for this particular dog. And I was trying to be very careful when I wrote this not to point it towards any direction. Everybody gets to vote the way they want to vote. I just presented the fact that it's kind of put them all together so everybody could read them. If anybody wants a copy of this report, I'd be more than happy to give you one. I think as the council to put this to rest, we're going to have to vote on this at some point, whether tonight or otherwise, and just say either we're going to suspend the rule or we're not going to suspend the rule. Ms. Reed has kind of got her life on hold. She told me when I talked to her that if her dog is not allowed to come back into Bull Shoals, she'll probably move from Bull Shoals to be with her dog. And so I don't really want to keep her hanging without an answer, but, something that kind of needs to be done. So, and here it is for you right now. So that's where we're at.
You have, Ms. Reed, we're talking about, your dog right now. Do you have something that you want to say, before the council?
Yeah,
You can come on out to the podium and state your case. We did talk about this at workshop, so we can bring it up at our meeting here.
good evening.
Push the button on it.
There you go.
Good evening. My name is Kathy Reed, and, I'm here about my dog Duke. And, there was an incident in Clifton and whatnot, but there's nothing here in Shoals on my dog, and, he's currently staying with a friend of mine in Lakeview. That, I would really like him to come home. I mean, he's my baby, he's part of our family, you know, I mean, he's, there's so many things, and I thought about this last night, like what I was gonna say to you guys, and, I just, I don't know how to explain how much he means to, our family, and, the other thing is, like, my house, there's no fencing, like, around my yard, but I have some rules of fencing, and I have a couple of friends that said that they would come and help me put the balls in the ground, and they're gonna put the fence up, or, to keep him, like, enclosed in the yard. And, I don't know, how, with their decision. But he really is not a vicious dog. I have some letters from friends of mine, that, and they love my dog, when we go to Rounds Beach in the summertime, and the kids are like running and jumping off the dock, and my dog was right there with them. There'll be one kid, my dog, and a kid, and they run and jump in the wire together and stuff, and I mean, he really isn't a vicious dog. That one day, I don't know what it was, that made that happen,
You guys have any questions, Ms. Reed? Chief? Please.
Point out something real quick. So, Mr. Reed was advised several times about our dog being at large. Because he refused to put it on a lead, keep it up. We have reports of the dog chasing staff members and patrons of the 178 Club back into the 178 Club, where we asked her to put the dog back up. She did not. We also advised her the dog had to be registered here, and we had to have proof of vaccinations, which she continually refused to do. And then once the dog bite occurred in Clifton, we had to quarantine the dog because the vaccination that she finally submitted was expired by almost a year. And she has recently got the dog vaccinated, but again, it's all since that.
What they told me for a time to not have the dog local, and she keeps bringing it back after she told us it's only staying. We keep finding the dog local.
He was being abused there. I mean, he was left out in the rain, and there was no overhead coverage, and there's no food or water. And I had to, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't just like drive away and leave him like that, and it wasn't like willfully just trying to not do what they said,
I know it's tough. I mean, as a family member, okay, I understand that. But we also have to look out for the other safety of the citizens of both Shoals. So, it's going to be up to this council to decide which way we want to go with this. Thank you.
I make a motion to deny the dog to come here.
Can I hear a second?
I'll second.
Have a voice vote. Roll call vote. We got a motion, and we have a second.
Okay. Councilman Hutchinson?
Yeah.
Councilman, and then you said yes,
Yep.
and Councilman yes,
Yep.
Councilman Andy? And Councilman Ball?
I'm gonna have to abstain. I'm a dog guy, and I think there's something we could do. So, it's not how you do it.
It's passed. Unfortunately, Kathleen, we're not gonna allow the dog back in. I believe the officers have advised you of the fines if the dog does come back into the city. And, you know, I hate to do that, but we have to follow the rules that we have in place. Moving on, any other citizen, councilman comments?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would just like to speak to the snow again. I believe all the snow was on 70, is that correct, Mayor?
It was.
You found snow on 70.
Yeah.
I was out and about, and I talked to a lot of people, they were very appreciative of what we did. I just want to thank the fire department involved, the street department, the sewer department, the water department, all those working overtime on water issues. I was thinking that, I just want to give a shout out to all those guys and appreciate what we did. It's tough out there when you have snow and ice and snow, and our equipment is not the best. We don't have Chicago type snow removal equipment, but we have what we have, and I think they did a really good job.
On a personal note, I'd like to say that my furnace went out Friday night, and I had no heat until yesterday, and it was getting pretty cold. And Joey, Councilman Green, came by with a propane heater that kept us going and in our house the whole time. So I was hoping he'd be here tonight. He's not feeling well, but it's just another example of people in Shoals. Somebody found out that our furnace had gone out. I had 5 or 6 people that wanted, offered their homes, and we kind of wanted to stay where we were with our dogs. And anyway, I just wanted to thank Joey. I mean, it's bull Shoals all around. Just everybody helping everybody. So I'm talking about.
We're going to have a budget committee meeting at 2 o'clock on the 17th of February right here. And I would like people, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at all the figures for 2025 and how did we stack up with the changes we made and everything else. And what we need to look at for 2026 to make sure we stay on track with the progress we're making on controlling the city budget. So if you guys want to be here, please be here. I need the input. I can only see it with one set of eyes. Like I was telling somebody else earlier tonight, I need extra eyes. We need people to help us. Because without it, it's going to flounder. And I'm not here to make problems. I'm here to fix things. So thank you.
Any other council comments? And for citizens' comments on agenda items only at this time? No citizen comments, we'll move on. Old business, ordinance amendments to 2026-01. And it's an amendment to ordinance 2026-01, which is an ordinance to establish rules and procedures for the City Council, City of Old Shoals, Marion County, Arkansas. Amend the third line to read, whereas this ordinance replaces ordinance 2025-01 and all ordinances or parts of ordinance, resolutions, or administrative policies in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. Amend under section 3, presiding officer, paragraph B, as follows. Absence of mayor under ACA 14-44-107. Powers of mayor generally, section C2 states that if the mayor is unable to perform the duties of office or cannot be located one of the following may perform all functions of a mayor during the disability or absence of a mayor: the recorder, 2, another elected official of the city if designated by the mayor, or 3, an unelected employee or resident of the city if designated by the mayor and approved by the city council. I, Mayor Bill Stallman, name Randall Baldwin as my designated elected official. Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll have a motion. I'll second that.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is we have discussed about the meeting place over here, the building right over here, that the Baptist church, rents out to us. Well, and looking for the contract on that, it was made in September of 2019 and expired in September of 2020. So, with that, trying to update all our records that haven't been updated in years, came up with a new lease, sent it to a lawyer, and this is what we came up with. This agreement made this, whatever day of whatever month, 2026, between City of Shoals, Arkansas, here and after called Leesor, and First Baptist Church of Shoals, Arkansas, here and after called Lisi. Lisi shall be allowed to occupy the real estate located at 907 Carolyn Drive, Shoals, Arkansas, on the following terms and conditions. Lisi shall pay the leaseor the sum of $0 per year as rent, beginning January 1st, 2026, and end December 31st, 2026. The said leasee further covenants with the leaseor that at the expiration of the term stated in this lease or any extension thereof, peaceably possession of said premises shall be given the leaseor in as good condition as they now are, usually where inevitable accident or loss by fire accepted, and that if leaseor decides to use said property for other community purposes, the leaseor will give 30-day notice to leasee to exit and remove all belongings. The leasee hereby waives any notice of said election or any demand for the possession of said premises. If it is further covenant and agreed between the parties hereto as follows: A, the leasee is not to sublet any part of the above described premises without the written consent of the leaseor. B, if the above described premises or any part thereof or building of which the premises are a part are substantially destroyed by fire or other hazard, then this lease shall become null and void. C, leasee agrees to comply with city, county, state, and federal laws and regulations, and any violations of said laws or regulations will render this lease subject to immediate termination. D, the leasee shall not do or permit anything to be done upon or about the lease premises that increases the fire hazard over that for the usual and ordinary dwelling occupancy. E, leasee shall make all repairs associated with the property to the satisfaction of leaseor. Furthermore, leasee shall be responsible for all utilities, including but not limited to electricity, propane and tank rental, water and sewer, and sanitation. F, the leaseor shall have the right to enter the property during the term of this lease for any reason which might be pertinent to this lease or the property which is covered by said lease. G, leaseor shall be allowed to continue to utilize the adjacent unpaid parking area. H, this lease was presented to the city council, city of Old Shoals, Arkansas, and approved by the city council on this day of month 2026. That is what I would like to present to the First Baptist Church. I'd like to have a motion, if that's possible.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? I will get that over. If they wish to sign it, then they will.
I know there's an issue with, the propane tank because it ran out and they have it re-inspected, or who's gonna pay for that?
They are. They've already been informed. All right. Mifflin, well, I'm still waiting for contracts to be submitted on our trash pickup. They advised us early this morning that, they were gonna pick up trash today. They were sending out a truck. If you could get it out there, somewhere on the street where they could easily pick it up, they would pick it up. And they did pick up mine. It's been out there since Tuesday. But the garbage can may be still there, because my garbage can didn't even look like it was moved, and I opened it up and they did empty it, so.
It was in Woodstone today.
Yeah. Oh, and they did say that they would, if you didn't get your garbage can out there today, okay, they will do a double pickup. So if your bags outside the garbage can, they'll pick those up also. So if you're unable to get it out there next Tuesday.
I know before, we had one of the meetings, I think it was a council meeting that had been worked out. There was the idea floated that maybe we could get a little reduction or stay the same on the trash pickup if we had all the cans on one side of the street, so that they didn't have to pick up on both sides. Did we ever look into that, or did we?
I know that they haven't submitted the estimate yet, so I don't know what they're actually going to be charging. So until we get that in front of your council, we really don't have anything. The only ones that are going to be submitted would be Methvin and MSI.
In reference to that, Kevin, I think they used to have a truck, they didn't have to get out of the truck to load it, which would be one side would be important. And now, I've seen from my house, the guys put it in the back.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
So then it wouldn't matter. So I don't know who's doing what now and what.
Okay, but we did talk about that,
Yeah.
right? I just didn't imagine.
But I don't know what kind of equipment they're bringing, which would make a difference in that respect.
Okay.
It changes.
Yeah.
It changes. One week it's one, they're doing it manually, and the next
Right.
week it's the other.
They're just in a different truck, I'm assuming.
Okay.
All right, moving on, new business, like we said in the workshop, lawsuit filed by Phil Freeze's attorney, Sutter and Gillum, PLLC, on previous city employees, and from Mayor Carol Dust and former police chief Brad Harper, need to send a coverage check to A&L, so we'll need this is important because of the fact that the previous interim mayor and former police chief Brad Harper were working in their official capacity for the city. So in essence, the city is being sued. Okay, they're being sued in that lawsuit in their individual capacity and in their official capacity. So in essence, the city is being sued. So I need to get approval to approve sending the check down for attorney coverage.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Next thing is discussion on 2024 audit results. You've had time to look over the audit. We have it online for anybody that wants to look at it. It's also on Facebook, I think. Is it? No, it's just on our website. And some interesting results. Myself, recorder, treasurer, and our court clerk had to respond to those, and I believe the police chief had his own deal, and we had to respond, and those response letters are with the packet that we sent out to you. I just need a motion that if this satisfies the council, with what we put in those letters.
I just have some information. Last year, I was doing some research. I actually talked to the head audit lady from Arkansas. We're in different districts. And basically, for the last 3, 4, 5 years, we have not passed an audit properly. There's been some issues with every audit. But what I was not aware of, because I've been to a few council meetings, as council people, we're actually mailing the audit to our home address when it comes to our house. And then the council, which is what we're doing now, is supposed to check it out, look at it, look at the problems, and develop some type of a plan to fix the problem. I don't remember that ever happening before. I would be wrong about that, but I don't remember them discussing what we're discussing right now, the audit. Maybe some of you remember, I do not. So we are following the correct procedures. And the way this cannot be ignored is because this packet from the state of Arkansas was mailed directly to each council member in this city right now. So how do the previous council members not at least discuss it or ask what we're going to do with it or actually do something with it? And so what's going to be interesting, because this audit was done when August or something ago, when was it? When did that gentleman? That year, but that was for the previous year. So now our audit will come this year whenever they schedule it, and then everyone will see what the progress we have made, hopefully, and then we'll have a different outlook on it every year. Hopefully, it'll be a good audit because we've done some things and some changes to correct the errors that were done before. And the woman that I spoke with, basically, she didn't tell me much, but she just said, we had 4 accounting practices as a general rule. And everyone can look it up. You can look it up and see what the audit was. A lot of them are not passing 100%, but it's online. You can look up every city in Arkansas. So
They always find revisions.
yes.
Just fresh it out.
Yeah. Some are worse than others,
Yes.
obviously. Yes. That's their job, to find issues.
But along with the audit, there was a letter that was sent from the Legislative Joint Auditing Committee, and it was sent to the Honorable David Etheridge, prosecuting attorney, and to Lieutenant Griffin, who is the Attorney General, stating that, yes, someone was stealing money from the city. And now it's in their hands, the prosecutor. Do I have a motion that, what the letters that we have submitted to the legislative audit is the corrective actions that need to be taken?
I make the motion. And the motion we're making is that we've done what we're supposed to do, right?
Yes.
We're making a motion that we've observed the audit, we looked at it, and now we're taking action. So yeah, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next thing on there is ordinance 2026-02, water sewer maintenance fee. You guys have any questions before I start reading this one?
So, you might just explain briefly what we're fixing to do here.
I think I will explain it once I read it.
Maybe I can shed some light. Maintenance fee, I did that back in, I think it was 2011. And at that time, we had borrowed, $250,000, part of it was put in the new water meter, electronic water meter. And I had noticed that the water meters typically had the straight mechanical ones had a relatively short life, say 10 years before they started to lose accuracy. The electronic, the full electronic ones were supposed to be just for like 20 years. Well, I didn't want to borrow $350,000 every 10 years for each water meter, so I thought, well, we'll put this maintenance fee on here to satisfy the bond that we had to get to pay for one. Well, I'm going to be general here. The $5 maintenance fee is what I put on there. The bond was slightly more than $2.50, but not a whole lot different. But the deal was $2.50 would satisfy the bond issue, $2.50 would establish the depreciation account for the water department, which did not have one at that time. Okay. And that was a 10-year run. The 10 years came up last year with the England. I think Mayor Nixon was here. He cut my tracks and came and said, "What's the deal here?" I said, "Well, I did not understand that maintenance fee. When the bond was paid, the city council was to vote to decide what to do with it." Well, the object of the exercise was the sewer department had no depreciation account at that time either. So I said, let's take the $250 that was paying for the bond, put it as the depreciation account for the sewer department. That was supposed to have been done. As I understand from what they found here, the money didn't go into the specific account, the depreciation account, somewhere else in the sewer department. So I think what we're going to do today is set up that account so that money will be separate. And you can't use it for anything other than what it's done for, which is to repair, replace, whatever the sewer problem. And in addition, prices have gone up considerably since 2011. So we're going to have to raise the rates. And there are other issues involved, and the mayor will explain that. But that's the history to get us to where we are today. We already have the $2.50 for the sewer depreciation account, but it's not in the depreciation account. I mean, it's in the city coffers somewhere. We're trying to fix that. Just move back in here. And there's some other stuff involved, and the mayor will tell you that. But that's how we got to where we are today, and why we feel it necessary to make this happen now.
Okay, ordinance 2026-02, an ordinance to provide for a maintenance fee for water sewer for the replacement of water meters throughout the city of Shoals and maintenance of the water towers and sewer infrastructure, to establish a depreciation fund within the water sewer budget for future maintenance, repealing and replacing ordinance 2015-04. Whereas this ordinance replaces ordinance 2015-04 and all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are hereby repealed. Whereas the city of Shoals owns and operates the water and sewer distribution lines, and whereas it is the highest importance for the city to provide, protect, maintain, and preserve a clean and workable water and sewer system, and whereas it is vitally important to all customers of the city of Shoals water and sewer system to have a safe and stable water supply and sewer system, and an important part of which is the maintenance of these systems. Both systems require constant repairs and upgrades. The water maintenance fee of $5 has not been increased since it was initiated in 2011, and the cost of repair materials has doubled, if not tripled. During that time, the water and sewer departments need to have monthly contributions to both system depreciation funds. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Shoals, Marion County, Arkansas, that Section 1, in order to revitalize, update, and establish a depreciation fund for both the water and sewer department budgets, a $7 per month maintenance fee shall be added to the water portion of the bills, and a $3 per month maintenance fee shall be added to the sewer portion of the bills. A portion of the $7 water maintenance fee, specifically $2, shall be placed in an account to pay for a yearly maintenance contract for both water towers for the next 10 years. Section 2, the fee shall be assessed on all water meters that are active during a billing period or any part thereof. Customers with sewer service only shall be charged the $3 maintenance fee, and those with water service only shall be charged the $7 maintenance fee. fee. Section 3 is any provision, clause, sentence, paragraph, or section of this ordinance or the application thereof shall be held invalid by a court of competent jurisdiction, such invalidity shall not affect the other provisions of this ordinance which can be given effect without the invalid provisions or applications, and to this end the provisions of this ordinance are declared severable. Section 4 of this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after its passage. Emergency clause, it is hereby determined that the maintenance and budgetary operation of the Bull Shoals water sewer system is in critical condition. The loss of water due to overuse, outdated and failing water meters, along with sewer lines cracked and allowing groundwater infiltration, has placed an undue burden on the water sewer department budgets. To continue to upgrade and provide this essential service and to maintain a safe and healthy system, an emergency is hereby declared to exist, and this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after the date of passage. May I hear a motion to accept?
Just to clarify, Mr. Mayor, we currently have a $5 maintenance fee on our water bill now.
Yes.
And it will be less than we passed.
It'll be an additional $5, so it'll be $10 total.
Exactly.
I have the motion first?
Motion.
Okay. I've got a second. Any more discussion? All those in favor? No opposed. I have a motion to suspend the rules for a second and third reading by title only.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
An ordinance 2026-03, an ordinance to provide for a maintenance fee for water sewer for the replacement of water meters throughout the city of Bull Shoals and maintenance of the water towers and sewer infrastructure, to establish a depreciation fund within the water sewer budget for future maintenance, repealing and replacing ordinance 2015-04. We have a motion to accept.
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Third reading, ordinance 2026-02, an ordinance to provide for a maintenance fee for water sewer for the replacement of the water meters throughout the city of Bull Shoals and maintenance of the water towers and sewer infrastructure, to establish a depreciation fund within the water sewer budget for future maintenance, repealing and replacing ordinance 2015-04. We have a motion to accept.
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Next thing on the agenda is the sewer plant pump for the drying beds was repaired and picked up on 1/22/26, along with its alarm system. The pump has been installed and running, awaiting schematic to hook up the alarm system. So as soon as we get that through the mail, we'll be hooking up the alarm system. But we got the pump, it is working and running now. So the bathroom's working down there. We still need 4 lift stations to get SCADA installed. Received a quote, was turned in November 2025. That was good for 30 days. I did receive a new quote. I put it in your packet, I believe. So you did look over. I don't know if you guys got it or not. You did get the new one? Okay. What this is the alarm system would notifies our sewer department that the lift station is having a problem. And so if they're at home, they're, on a cruise, they're notified that one of our lift stations is down and is not pumping correctly. So, we want to basically keep plastic crap flowing. So that's what it does. and that's what it is, so. It is a necessary, thing, we just didn't have the money at the time to do it when they did the other, pump stations. We had 4 left to do, we did get a new quote, for it. It is good for 30 days. What I need is a motion to go ahead and, get the system, and we can install it ourselves. So, we know how, we got the personnel that, can install it.
I make the motion, second.
All those in favor?
How much is the quote?
$7,424.
I don't think you got the right one.
That was the one.
It was, 84.
I'm sorry, I was just looking at the top page. That's okay. I just don't think we need it.
Yeah, it's, let me double check and I'll get that with you. But it was like, $700 more since last November. Okay, and I think, it was like 81, something. But it's something that we definitely need, and this is just gonna show ADQ, who I have been working with, and ERG and the EPA, that we are trying to do something with our sewer system. And it just takes money, folks, and we need the equipment to do it. Speaking of equipment, we do have money in our depreciation fund, and one of the things that will help our sewer department correct where our infiltration is coming from would be to purchase a camera that, if we have these heavy rain events, we can actually check those sewer lines while the rain events are occurring to see where these lines are broke and cracked at, and instead of just seeing cracks in the lines when it's dry. I mean, the last 2 months, they've been dry, and the ground's been dry. But we have found, just on Browns Beach, up to, where Browns Beach first turns off in the S-curve. Mount Home helped us with their camera, but their good camera went down. We're still waiting for them to come back up and give us time to camera ours. But if we had our own camera and our own smoke machine, we can actually do that right now. And that's something that we may be discussing next month, as far as which camera systems to actually go with, which is going to be more beneficial to us, more economical to us. Right now, we're looking at, just for the camera system, is around $8,000 to $9,000. The smoke machine, they're running anywhere from $3,100 to $3,600. Okay, both are necessary to help find where our leaks are. It's a small price to make, but it will help us find our problem areas. The next thing on is council recommendations for the use of AI in city government. This is something our good old legislature decided that we need to have. So we had to come up with a resolution for artificial intelligence policy for the city of Shoals. I attached 3 samples that they gave us. I don't know if you guys really had enough time to look over and decide which one, or if you want to, take and go into depth more next month. This is not a rush. So,
I make a motion, we table this till next month, and let's do a little more research on what we've got. I'll second.
all those in favor? Okay. Like I said, it's not a rush, but it's something that we're going to have to do. It's a requirement by state legislature. Next thing on, the agenda is ordinance 2026-03, the golf carts on city streets. I had, sent this off to our city attorney, and, basically, I guess he plagiarized other cities and made up our own, okay? And it goes into a little bit more detail than some of these cities that do have golf carts running through their towns, and it really makes it a little bit more stringent. You can't be driving up and down a state highway or a federal highway with your golf cart. It's against the law totally. You can cross it safely, okay, but one of the requirements is the golf cart is going to have to be inspected and given a sticker after the inspection by our police department to make sure it's, got everything that is required to have on it. One of the things that we're requesting also is that it has liability insurance. And I did check, for me to insure if I had a golf cart, it would cost me $50 a year to cover our liability insurance that's required by the state of Arkansas. Okay. It was at $25.50, the minimum. So it's not a major cost. You guys see anything that you want to discuss prior to me reading this?
I'd like to ask that, I'm assuming, Chief, that you've looked this over?
Yes.
Okay, I'd like to hear what you have to say, because we may be missing something that's obvious to you.
We actually went over it at nauseam. It's right in line with several other cities that have a lot of golf carts on their city streets. It's pretty basic and the same as I think we looked at 3 other ordinances and they're all the same, all the wording is the same. So I think what it does is
We have done this in the past. The golf courses was up and going, they were driving golf carts from town to the golf course, and some of the citizens were driving from their home in the grocery store and back, was crossing 178. Not at all. There was occasional complaints, but nothing, I didn't talk to stuff that I can remember. But that's been a number of years ago. And I think, as the mayor has indicated, there's some sort of restrictions out there, and I think back then it was just, get your golf cart and go.
and the restrictions hopefully are going to keep just anybody from jumping in the golf cart and tearing off the city streets. It'll keep children from doing it. It'll keep people that don't have a driver's license because they lost it for various reasons from doing it as well. We're not trying to
agency, how do you feel about it?
I'm neutral about it.
Well, you have
I can see both good and bad.
Would that be a problem for the police department?
I don't believe. I don't believe it will be. We've not had big issues with people running. I mean, we have a few people that are running golf carts right now. The city streets going to Harps from the neighborhood back here, and they don't cause problems. They abide
I don't think it would be a big deal, but you'd have to inspect them if you get stickers, and I guess you're gonna have to check the driver's license, yes, whatever they gotta have. I've read the thing, but,
well, we would
check the thing, so.
we obviously wouldn't necessarily, just because the person that brought it down inspected it, we wouldn't just obviously think that it's always got the same driver in it. So if we saw that golf cart that was inspected with 3 kids in it riding down the street, we would obviously stop that vehicle.
Well, I'm saying, I think if we do this, and I have no problem with it, I think it would be all right. It's gonna put a burden on the police department that they haven't had to speak of. So if you guys are all right with it, then depending on what the council decides, I personally don't have a problem with it. But, I'm just asking your opinion, because I feel like it's going to be too hard on anybody.
I don't think it's a negative to the city, I think it'd be okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Steve, appreciate it.
Want me to go ahead, Dee?
City of Bull Shoals, Arkansas, ordinance 2026-03. An ordinance to permit the use of golf carts on Bull Shoals city streets under authority of Arkansas statute ACA 1454-1410 and for other purposes. Whereas ACA 14-54-1410 provides that it shall be within the municipal affairs and authority of any municipality in the state of Arkansas to authorize by ordinance any owner of a golf cart to operate the golf cart on the city streets of the municipality. And whereas the city council deems it to be the benefit of the citizens and residents of Bull Shoals to have the opportunity of using and operating golf carts on the city streets in a reasonable and responsible manner. Now therefore be it ordained by the city council of the city of Bull Shoals, Marion County, Arkansas, Section 1, a person who is licensed driver, 16 years of age or older, is authorized to use and operate a golf cart on the city streets of the city of Bull Shoals, Arkansas. A golf cart is defined as being electric or gasoline driven to include a seat for 2 to 6 people to sit in, a steering wheel, rear or side mirror, rear reflectors or illuminated tail lights, maximum speed of 25 miles per hour. Length varies from 92 inches 2-seater to 144 plus inches 6-seater. Weight varies based on configuration and materials, but can range 600 to over 1,000 pounds. Engine/motor can be gasoline, often 357 cc, or electric, often 36 volts or 48 volts. Golf cart brakes are usually drum brakes or a combination of drum and disc brakes. Otherwise, it is not considered a golf cart under this ordinance. B, golf carts must follow all rules and laws of the road, including driving with the flow of traffic on the far right side of the road as determined by the direction of the licensed vehicle. They may not impede the normal flow of traffic on city streets and must use hand signals or turn signal lamps if so equipped when turning or stopping, and must comply with all city and state traffic laws to include not driving on state or federal highways. The golf cart must be in good working order and not present a hazard to the operator or other motorists or pedestrians because of defective mechanical conditions. D, golf carts may only be operated on city streets between dawn and dusk unless they are outfitted with working headlamps, tail lamps, horn, and turn signals. E, the operator of the golf cart must have a valid driver's license and must comply with all the rules of the roadway when in motion as spelled out in Arkansas law and in the Bull Shoals City Ordinance. F, the owner or operator of the golf cart must first obtain an annual inspection sticker from the city of Bull Shoals to operate the golf cart on the city street, which sticker shall cost $12 to help cover the administrative and inspection costs of the golf cart. The annual sticker will expire December 31st of each year. The annual sticker decal must be affixed to the driver's side windshield, lower left area. If the golf cart has no windshield, the sticker decal shall be placed on the front driver's side of the golf cart in plain view. G, any golf cart operated on city streets must be covered by a valid and current policy of liability insurance or homeowner's insurance, meeting the state standards for vehicle coverage. H, a golf cart may not be operated on any city sidewalks or any city trails or walking areas within any city park except for authorized city vehicles and at authorized approved functions. I, this ordinance is for golf carts described above only as motor-driven vehicles and does not apply to any type of ATV or side-by-side which is not allowed on any roadway or roadway easement. Section 2, any person who operates a golf cart on the city streets of Bull Shoals without having first obtained a valid sticker decal from the city of Bull Shoals, or who operates a golf cart on the city streets that is not in good mechanical condition and working order, or in a manner as otherwise prohibited hereby, shall be deemed guilty of a violation, and upon conviction thereof shall be assessed a fine not to exceed $100. Any owner who allows a person under 16 years of age or an unlicensed person operating a golf cart within the city of Bull Shoals shall be deemed guilty of a violation, and upon conviction thereof shall be fined not less than $50, not to exceed $100. And here we have the city of Bull Shoals golf cart user sticker decal application, which has owner's name, address, phone number, cell phone, describing that the sticker is $12 and expires on December 31st, and gives owner will have to have sign or apply their signature and date issued, and then the golf cart registration checklist. One is City of Bull Shoals golf cart registration form. A copy of the golf cart ordinance was given to the person, a copy of their insurance card that then verifying that they do have insurance, copy of driver's license, and Bull Shoals PD officer inspected the cart to verify it is in compliance with the ordinance, and a verbal explanation that the carts must obey all traffic laws. City and state cannot drive up or down state or federal highway and can be cited or arrested as breaking traffic or criminal law. So that's all part of the application process. I have a motion to accept.
I have a question before we do this. Microphone.
And he's asking how long would it take us to get the stickers. We have a machine down there, we can make our stickers right away, so.
Steve, is the starting date on this be any concern to you? You want it next week, next month, whatever?
No, this is gonna have 3 readings, there's no emergency clause down there. No, we're gonna, ask for a motion for the first reading, which we just did, okay? Next month, we'll read it, hopefully read it by title only, and next month after that.
Okay, that's fine. That's the only term I had. I didn't know if it was going to affect tonight or not. We weren't ready yet.
No, we got time.
What motion is that?
Second.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Okay, I would like a motion to read second and third reading by title only. Next time.
Next meeting?
Motion, I'm sorry, I need a motion to suspend the rules first.
Do we need that this month or next month? The month.
Either way,
Either way.
you know, I mean, we get it out of the way now, we can read by title only next month.
Okay, in that case, I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Okay. Now I need a motion to read by title only the second and third time.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Thank you. Till the next one. Citizens' comments. Do we have any citizens' comments? Go ahead, Kathy.
then a pocket key from the water that's still road. I recall the city purchased government accounting software. A while ago, it was 2024. And there seems to have been a process of adapting the software for everyday use. It took quite a while. And under the impression that the city is now using this software, CSA software, which produced reports of revenue and expenses, fund balances, that sort of thing. How much cash in hand, which we all want to know. And getting back to what we found in tonight's document, is that I had Treasury reports December 2025. I thought that there was a reference to various accounts. There's a reference to the revenue is up. So is it a report of fund balance? Is it a report of select revenue accounts? I'm not sure it's the depreciation or expense accounts. And one question for me is, it says December 2025 that some accounts are up, well, everything's up. Is it up compared to the prior month? Is it up compared to the prior year?
Prior month.
And last, the same software that I see you're using now for producing revenue expense accounts, reports, fund accounts, asset accounts, balance sheets, basically is what we're talking about. Doesn't that CSA produce canned report that will allow you to present to the council, if you're already doing that, turn it to us for our consumption, reports that show the actual versus budgeted results for the month, for the year would be interesting. Can you do that if you found it? So that we can see some difference between balance sheet, how much cash we have, how much cash we have, and if not, is there yes to provide revenue and expenses for the year.
Yes, I can do that. The reason I don't put any out there is because it would take lots and lots and lots of paper.
Well, if it were just the totals and not the detail, I wouldn't take that much paper.
Okay. Mine does line items in the CSA.
So once upon a time, I was in the software business, and I would guess that you could filter to the totals for nothing else for the year, and do a comparison to the prior year.
Are we not putting this online? On our website?
They
The
were
treasury report?
and sometimes we can't find them. People in my looked yesterday and they weren't there.
Okay.
It disappeared. Everything was on there. All the treasury reports, everything was there and it's gone.
Okay. We're gonna make sure that we put them back on the website. Okay, it's the same report that these folks get. It's broken down, okay, by the month of what was spent in December by each department, okay? And it's got a running total as of January 1st to the present day, okay? So that's what these folks get. What should be put on that website. For some reason, they didn't have it on there, and we don't know why, so this is first. But we'll make sure that it's on that website so that every citizen, this is your money, okay? You need to have the right to look at it, okay?
I'm grateful for what you're doing there. This is probably why the one thing that is available at the meeting is somewhat confusing and short compared to what it could be.
Yeah, I think that pamphlet would help you. I mean, mean, that, you know, I agree, this doesn't tell you a whole heck of a lot unless you have previous months on it. We'll definitely get that squared away.
Also, they had a separation between balances with cash, in accounts versus, the revenue and expenses are two different kinds of reports in the accounting world. And I don't know if you want to do a little bit of one, a little bit of the other, or just.
Well, this one gives, all our revenue that we received that month, and it has all the expenses that we expended on. So, they should have all the information that you need.
Well, thank you, and I'll look I'll look at the website.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
If it's,
Would you like to get together with me after the meeting, I'll show you this?
all right, we'll do that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want a copy now,
Would you like a copy? You can have mine. I can get another one.
but we'll definitely get that straightened out, hopefully, and we'll figure out why it's not, and why were they taking money. Okay. Any other citizens' comments? No? She beat you there.
Mine's gonna be very quick.
Yeah,
About the
right.
about the garbage pickup. I don't think, when we talked about, how the garbage was being picked up, it was more for the roads in Woodstone, that these big trucks were cutting in and ruining our roads. And I think that was the problem. And it still probably is, because if everybody in Woodstone, especially in the cul-de-sac, like on the stairs, everybody brings it to Versailles and sets it out there. That way they're not going in and out and ruining our roads. That's a big problem, because I'm not gonna be able to repair roads from here. But it does happen.
Yeah, what we've experienced in the past years is, you know, any kind of truck, I mean, even those cement trucks, when they're turning our wheels, standing still, that does a lot of damage to the road. And garbage trucks are the same way. I mean, those
Well, the
things can
garbage
weigh up
trucks
to
come
100,000 pounds.
every week. The other thing is that how much is the city being sued in this lawsuit?
On which one?
That we're going to be
On
responsible.
which one?
The one we're talking about, Bill Freezes.
I don't know if there's a price on it or not. I don't think there's a price on it, it's gonna be up to whatever the courts decide, if it even gets that far. Yeah. Yeah, that could mean anything.
I don't think it was a big, oh, okay. Well, I have a copy, I know what's in my email.
Tracy talking, 231 Woodstone. So I found the 2024 audit on the legislative audit site, and I wondered if we could get a copy of the city's response to the audit. Because what I'm particularly interested in is what remediation steps have been put in place to prevent it from happening again. For instance, are there any policy changes? Do you have external reviews? Like, what specifically is the city doing to make sure that the theft could not occur again? And if I read it correctly, do I understand that the alleged theft is limited to the district court clerk's office, and most of the rest of the findings were
There's
bad practices?
There's
or-
still investigations going on.
Okay. Is there a copy of that?
Yeah.
Response available?
I'll get you another.
Okay, thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, that's it, that's the whole question.
Any other citizens' comments? If not, I will go on to mayor's comments. I just want to remind everybody that March 25th, we'll have another Red Cross blood drive. It'll be Wednesday, March 25th, between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. And then we have another date set for March 20th.
No,
May 20th, I'm sorry. May 20th, 2026 at 12:30 to 5:30. If you can donate some blood, I'd be happy to get it, and if we can get volunteers to help make sweeps, for those people that do donate blood, help in the recovery, please, get a hold of Susan Walling at City Hall, our city manager, our office manager, or HR. And next month's water, sewer, and trash pickup bill will be increased due to the 50 cents per 1,000 gallons raised by the Regional Water District as of January 1st, 2026, in the city abiding by the ordinance that was passed years ago, having to raise by at least 2% or what the CPI is, whichever is greater, and the CPI was 2.8%. Business licenses and sign permits are due by January 31st of this year. After that date, there is a late fee. Reminder, minimum sign permit is $15 per sign side. And signs that are 60 square feet of surface and over are 25 cents per square foot. If you have dogs, they also need to be registered with the city and given a one-time fee for a lifetime city dog tag. But you will need to bring in a valid receipt from a licensed veterinarian showing your dog or dogs, maximum of 3 per ordinance, as either a 1-year or a 3-year rabies vaccination. It is the responsibility of the dog owner to update the city of any changes, such as the phone number of the owner, dog has moved, or has passed away. What's that?
Isn't it just dogs?
Bats.
Well, no, you can own 3 pets.
No, you just said dogs, so it's dogs / cats.
Yes, dog and cat.
And it's dog and cats. The ones that were hitting with rabies, or the rabies vaccination.
I know,
But the main concern is the vaccination for rabies. That's what we're mainly concerned about. It's just like when a dog hit someone, okay, and the vaccination was out of date. Well, that person went through a lot of pain with the preventive shots that they had to get. So that's what we want to prevent. Just a reminder, it was brought up that that we couldn't put a link on our website to the chamber. That's false. I got it from 2 attorneys, one from AML, one from our city attorney. As long as we are not giving them any kind of tax dollars, we can have a link. All other cities are doing the same thing. They link to the Chamber of Commerce so that people go on the website, our city website, they can get more information about our city and our area. So it's all legal, even though someone wants to make a big deal on Facebook about it. Corps of Engineers, I'm meeting with the Corps guy from real estate at Van Heuser Park to go over. We're trying to get the disc golf. There's 4 disc nets that would want to be placed in the kind of the wooded area where the trails are. But we have to have permission from the Corps in order to, take down the brush and the shrubs and that. And I also have 4 more trees at Van Heuser that need to be cut down. We have to get a permit since we couldn't get those things down in time. So I'll meet with him next Wednesday and we'll get that taken care of. I've been talking with Senator Crawford's office, and we're trying to get a group together to go over the sinkholes again down on River Cliff, to try to come up with some sort of solution. It's still in the works too, so as soon as the Providence office gets together with the agencies that need to be involved, where we can all meet at the same time, that will happen. I've also been in contact with Northwest Arkansas Economic Development District, Tina Coles, and she's going to be coming up with a date, hopefully tomorrow, when she can come down here with her team and we can get the grant committee together at the same time. So maybe she's got some word on what grants are available out there for that we can go after. Our main concern is our sewer lines. That's what we need to work on right away. So as soon as I find out, I'll get a hold of the grant committee and we'll hopefully meet with them. Obviously, they're not going to tell us all the grants because that's how they make their money. But they may steer us into, some sections that they don't want to get into. And I think that's all I have. Unless anybody's got more questions out there?
Motion adjourned.
Sure.
All those in favor?
Well, that was
give her a chance to
See, I'm in